Booktube, it's Samantha, and today I decided to do something a little bit different just because I watched Read with Cindy's video that she just came out with, I believe yesterday, and I've also seen this tag floating around, and I feel like enough time has passed with me making my channel that I actually have some things that I do want to say that I want to comment on with this, so I figured I want to put it out there. So first question is, have you ever lied about reading a book? And if we're talking about in terms of my whole entire life, yes, school. I think this applies to a lot of people. I think some people that are friends with me or that are family that are watching this, they're probably shocked because I've always been a reader. I've always loved reading, but sometimes I just don't want to read certain books. And when you're assigned books at school, as y'all know, I'm a mood reader, and if I don't want to read a book, I'm not going to read a book. So there's been times that I have lied, but I will also say that I read Roots by Alex Haley, which, if you don't know, is a thick book. I read that as a book project in AP English. So yeah, and I actually read it. Really good, by the way. Highly recommend it. Amazing. I actually want to reread it again. Side note, next question. Have you ever avoided a book because of controversy about the content and or author? This is a complicated question for me, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to make this video. Yes and no. Yes, in terms of if I am looking at like fantasy books, for example, or sci-fi, one of the big controversy people is Orson Scott Card being a really problematic person in real life. And it's like, do you read his books or not? I have read Ender's Game. That was before I made my Booktube channel. But it's definitely been on my mind about whether to continue reading his books because of his controversy. That is something that I do think about. When I'm at the bookstore, I am literally looking at the shelves. I'm like, oh yeah, I heard something controversial about it. Do I really want to buy that book? Since I started my Booktube channel, that worry and that concern has exponentially been heightened, because as a small booktuber, the risk of reading a controversial book and or author puts me in a really high risk situation. And this kind of happened inadvertently earlier on my channel. As you guys know, I talk about Brandon Sanderson a lot on this channel. I really love Way of Kings. I really love the Stormlight Archives. I enjoy Mistborn, but I talk about Brandon Sanderson a lot on this channel. I do know that he is a controversial author in the sense that he is anti-LGBTQ and that he doesn't incorporate those kinds of characters into his books, and that you shouldn't support him because of that. I do support the LGBTQ community. I have friends that fall into this category. Not that that means anything, but I do support the community. This is where I have that really difficult decision about, I really love his work, but I also know that if I talk about it a lot on my channel, that it could hurt my channel. It's really hard to know what to put on Booktube without hurting my channel. I will say I don't care too much about the number of subscribers I have and the amount of views I have. It would be a lie for me to say I don't care at all. I obviously do care on some level, but I'm not going to sit here and tell you to subscribe and to watch every single video that I make, and that's just not why I'm here. I don't care too much about the numbers, but I do care enough that if I I know that if I talk about a controversial book or a controversial author and then I say praise about it, I understand that by word of mouth, it's quite possible that people would say, don't watch this booktuber. They're anti-LGBTQ, they're racist, they're whatever. And it can really just destroy my channel. And I am very self-conscious about that. It's not an easy answer because at the end of the day, I do want to read what is interesting to me. I don't want to read books just because I know I won't get criticism for it. I want to read what I want to read, point blank and simple. I am trying to be more conscious of how I word things. I do want to make an effort to share what controversy may be associated with the book and or author when possible, and then just put it in your hands on how you make that decision if you want to read the book or not. I am going to try and make an effort on that because I understand for some people it does have a big influence on whether they pick up the book or not, or if they buy the book or not. Sorry, really long-winded answer. Let's get to the next one. Question 3, have you ever been sent a book for free and not disclosed it? This is not a hard one for me. I have been sent one book for free, and I haven't talked about it on my channel yet because I haven't read it yet, but I do have intentions of reading it. The only problem is it's in storage right now. So I can't read it, but I do have intentions of reading it. And when I do, if I do talk about it on this channel, I will disclose it. Number 4, have you ever bought a book with no intention of reading it? I have not. I am not in a position where I can do that with my money. I think that if that's what you want to do, go for it. There are a lot of beautiful covers that come out. I always stare at that Harry Potter collection where it has the Hogwarts castle on the spines and think how gorgeous those covers are. And it's like, but I would never need 2 sets of this book or this series. I'm paying off student loans. Student loans suck. Hopefully I'll have them paid off in a year, but we're in the process of possibly buying a house that's going to need major remodeling done on it. And a baby's probably going to be coming on the way. I'm not pregnant yet, just saying. But like in a few years, baby's probably coming down the line, and I just don't think that is something that I can do with my money. If that is something you're able to afford doing with your money, I get it, totally support that, but that's just something I'm not able to do. Number 5, have you ever gotten caught up in booktube drama? And really easy answer, no. Whenever I see booktube drama, I intentionally do not comment on it. I don't like it or like certain comments under it. I just see it, observe, and if there's something that I need to be aware of, such as what I talked about with the controversy topic earlier, I'll take note of it and try to make changes to it in my videos, but I stay far away from that. And I think as a small booktuber, it's for survival reasons, to be perfectly honest. Number 6, have you ever had a hate comment and did you respond? So answer is no. I've never had a hate comment. I have had a comment that had some criticism in it. There's actually been a few that have some criticisms in there. I would hope that I did answer to those, and I hope I did it in a way that was receptive and showed that I was listening. There was one comment a while ago. It was on my Small Spaces, the Scarecrow video, talking about how it's a middle grade book and I wasn't expecting it to be scary, and I was surprised it did. And someone had pointed out, why say that it wasn't going to scare you just because middle grade brings off this intention that it's somehow inferior to YA or adult books. And I looked at that and I was like, you know what? This person's right. And I took that criticism, like, okay, I get it. You're right. It's not inferior. So I'm going to be more mindful about how I word things in regards to that. There was one comment in particular, though, that relating to the Brandon Sanderson thing, where it was like, I understand that you have this concern that I really love this author and that I'm talking about them on my channel. And I was worried that because of it, I was going to lose people from watching my channel or subscribing because I talked about this book. But it's just like, I love this author though. So this was one of the situations where I had decided I was going to keep reading from this author, even though this person had said, you really shouldn't because they don't do this. And I hope that I responded in a way that was opening. This person, I know they still follow my channel, so thank you for still following. It really means a lot to me that we were able to have that discussion in the comments, and you were still open, receptive to continue watching me. So that really does mean a lot to me. It helps take a lot of weight off of my mind and my heart that I'm able to express myself, and that we can agree to disagree on reading certain authors, but that you can still enjoy my content. So it's so scary. It's so scary as a small booktuber, and that just really meant a lot to me that this person still watches my channel. Next question is, have you ever made a video just because you knew it would get views? And I'm kind of going to piggyback off of what Cindy said in her video, and it's like, every video that we make, part of the reason we're making it is because it's going to get views. Now, there are a couple, I would say that every video that I make, it's something that I want to make. I, to this date, have not made a video and not wanted to make the video. I had no investment in it. I just was making it because it's like, okay, well, gotta get views, I'll do this. I, to this day, have not done that. I would hope that I would never do that. Every video that I make, it's something I want to make. And it is a known fact out there that there are some videos that get more views than other ones. I know this because I also consume booktube videos myself. I know which ones I click on, and I know based off of my own videos which ones tend to get more views. And so, yeah, maybe sometimes I'll do a video that I suspect will have more views, but I will only make that video if I want to make that video. Because if I'm not into it, why are you gonna?